All right. Scholar here, late to the party as usual. I've been waiting all week for the Colts to do something in free agency, and it finally happened. And did we go get a guy? We got Yannick Ngakoue. I've loved Yannick Ngakoue for a very long time. If you guys remember how much havoc he caused back into Saxonville defense with Jalen Ramsey and company. This guy's a stud, and all we gave up for him was Rock Ya-Sin. Now, I am a little sad that Rock Ya-Sin's no longer going to be here, but Rock Ya-Sin was a solid corner. He wasn't a good or great corner. So we're sacrificing a solid corner for a good pass rusher. This is another phenomenal trade by Chris Ballard this offseason. He is really showing his chops on what he can accomplish as a general manager right now. You know, I've been sitting back watching all these guys come off the board. Chandler Jones, who signed. This whole deal was possible because of Chandler Jones. I would have loved if we got Chandler Jones. Well, he signed like 3 years, $51 million. That's not too bad of a deal for him. But then you have Von Miller, who went and signed with Buffalo for 6 years, $120 million. What is Buffalo doing? That is a ridiculous trade. That was almost as ridiculous as the Jacksonville Jaguars signing Christian Kirk for that $84 million deal. 4 years, $84 million. Ridiculous. The Jaguars were doing really good. They were putting a lot of good pieces around Trevor Lawrence. And then they went out and got a guy who was maybe the third guy on his team and paid him like he's a top 3 receiver in the league. And they have completely destroyed the market for receivers coming up. Now every receiver is going to think they're a $20 million receiver. Christian Kirk's never had a 1,000-yard season. It's crazy. But the Colts finally did something. We didn't give up any picks, which is also fantastic that we were able to just make this an even trade. The Bengals have been going crazy this offseason, getting every offensive lineman they can. And, damn right, because they need to for Joe Bizzle's sake. That was something that had to happen. Randy Gregory, I don't remember where Randy Gregory went, and that's a whoopsie. Which there's been so many crazy mistakes. There was like a crazy mix-up on what actually was going on with Randy Gregory that I remember. It was like the Cowboys thought they signed him, and I think like the Broncos were there, and they're like, no, we signed him. The Cowboys were like, nah. So now all the Colts have left to get. I know I'm jumping around a lot between other teams and the Colts, but it's just how I roll, man. It's very scatterbrained. I'm very scatterbrained. So now the Colts have to go get a quarterback. The Colts need a left tackle still. So Teron Armstead is still out there. And we have to go get Teron Armstead. We have to go get somebody. We have to go figure out left tackle very, very soon. Once we get left tackle rolling, that's great. Then we can draft a receiver. George Pickens should be around our pick. Christian Watkins will be in the 3rd round for us. Jahan Dotson. I talked about Jahan Dotson. He's not a deep guy. He is not a T.Y. Hilton replacement. He is strictly a slot receiver. Maybe he's an old T.Y. Hilton replacement. He's not what T.Y. He's not going to replace what T.Y. used to be for us, which is a incredible receiver. Arguably a top 10 receiver in the league. That's not going to be Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson is just an average guy. He's a slot receiver, and that's it. Whereas George Pickens is an elite talent. And we should absolutely get George Pickens if he's there. Quarterbacks. This is all going around Deshaun Watson. All the moves are waiting on Deshaun Watson. Colts are waiting on Deshaun Watson to see what's going to be out there. The Saints are in on Jahan. The Saints are in on Deshaun Watson. The Panthers are in on Deshaun Watson. The Browns and the Falcons are in on Deshaun Watson. The Browns are currently favored. So while the Saints are in on Deshaun Watson, the Niners are holding on to Jimmy G to wait for the Saints to see if the Saints get Deshaun Watson to see if they send Jimmy G to New Orleans or not. Right? And that's probably the worst scenario for us, is if Deshaun goes to the Saints, because then we missed out on Jimmy G. But not only are we going to miss out on Jimmy G, the Browns are likely not to move off of Baker Mayfield this season. Which, that might happen anyway, because it feels like Baker Mayfield's done with the Browns and the Browns are done with Baker Mayfield. Whether this is his fifth-year option year or not, he could still be moved, but it's far less likely he's moved. The Falcons, if they land Deshaun Watson, they have to do something with Matt Ryan. And if they're moving off of Matt Ryan, that's another quarterback that has come open for the Colts to pursue. That is an okay scenario for us to be a part of. Matt Ryan is still solid. He'll be very reminiscent of what Phillip Rivers brought to the team. Probably it was a little bit more arm. Just a calculated quarterback. He's going to come out. He's going to run the offense. He's going to make accurate throws. And he's going to win us games. Now, the best scenario, in my opinion, is Deshaun Watson goes to the Browns. And then we swoop in on Baker Mayfield. Now, hear me out. Baker Mayfield did have a bad season last season. Granted, Baker Mayfield had injury issues all last season. Whether the Browns organization knew Baker had these injuries or not, while he was playing, it was pretty obvious he had these injuries. But Baker Mayfield is a solid quarterback who's got good intangibles. He's matured over the past couple of years. His goodbye Cleveland Post has really showed how much he's matured and how much he really understands the business end of it now. And I think, and he's a guy that could come in and be a system quarterback, hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, throw to Michael Pittman on an RPO, run a play action boot and hit Mo Alley Cox in the flat. He's the guy that's going to come in. He's going to take the check downs and he's going to throw it deep if the play calls for him to throw deep. Baker Mayfield's going to do what the play calls for him to do. Excuse me. And I think, and he's still young. The bad thing is, if Baker Mayfield comes and he's bad, and we move off of another quarterback for a year, then that's not going to be good. But I think Baker Mayfield's going to come in. He's going to be solid. He's not going to lose us games. He's not going to sprain both ankles on one play. He's not going to throw a 0-yard pick six on a left-handed shovel pass. He's not going to do these things. He's not going to throw into triple coverage every other play and get bailed out by Michael Pittman Jr. He's going to deliver accurate balls on short routes. And Baker Mayfield does have a bit of an arm, so he can still throw it deep. He can still hit deep routes. So I think Baker Mayfield, all in all, is the best option for the Colts. He's not injured. He doesn't have a large injury list like Jimmy G. Whereas Jimmy G is an amazing quarterback when he's healthy. I love healthy Jimmy G. And from what I'm hearing, he could be up on the market for a second-round pick right now. And if the 49ers keep fucking around waiting to see what happens with Deshaun Watson, they're just driving the price of Jimmy G down. And they're still not even sure if they want to move off of Jimmy G because they're not confident in Trey Lance. They're like, you know what? We might keep Jimmy G around another year because you never know. And it's like they're just being a tease. The Niners are just being a tease at this point. So honestly, we need to stop talking to the Niners about Jimmy G. We need to start talking to the Browns about Baker Mayfield because the Browns seriously want to move off of this quarterback. Baker Mayfield is a leader. He's charismatic, and he's and he's not toxic in the locker room like Carson Wentz. Baker Mayfield's a hard worker. He has good work ethic. He's a little cocky at times. He walks that thin line between cocky and confidence, but I can really get behind that. But that's all I really want to talk about today. Just some things going on free agency, the quarterback updates for the Colts, and is how much I do like the Jimmy G. I'm still thinking about Jimmy G. You see, but how much I would like the Baker Mayfield move. I feel like it's the most solid move out of all these. I feel like it's the best situation for the Colts if Deshaun Watson goes to the Browns. But all right, I might make another video next week. I might make a video in 2 days. Who knows?